Yeah, Dana, good morning to you. So Fox News can report exclusively that DHS will announce today that they're going to start paying for the commercial flights of illegal aliens who self-deport from the U.S. And on top of that, they're going to pay them an additional $1,000 stipend once they're confirmed to have left the country. Now, DHS says doing this is going to be significantly cheaper for the American taxpayer. They tell us that right now it costs on average about $17,000 to arrest, detain, and deport someone. They say paying for self-deportations and the stipend will only cost about $4,500 per person. That's about 70% cheaper. Aliens are going to have to register to self-deport on the new CBP Home app to access that DHS financial assistance, as well as announce their intent to leave the country. DHS Secretary Kristi Noem tells Fox in part, quote, "If you are here illegally, self-deportation is the best, safest, and most cost-effective way to leave the United States to avoid arrest." In the meantime, wow, what a plan by President Trump. I got to tell you, this really reminds me of the I'm in the real estate business, as you know, the pay cash for keys. So if you have like a tenant that you want to evict and the eviction process is going to take you a long time, you might end up winning, but it's really not worth it. So sometimes you can go to the tenant and say, "Hey, tenant, here's X amount of dollars, 2, 3, 5 grand, whatever it takes. Just leave. I'm going to give you a bunch of cash. Please leave." And I know, like, who wants to fork over a bunch of cash for somebody who should be leaving on their own? But because of the regulatory eviction process is such a nightmare, you might not be able to evict those people for months on end, which of course costs you money if they're not paying rent. And so one of the reasons they stay is because they don't have the capital to move. They don't have a penny. And so you're like, okay, let's just get you out of here. Here's $4,000, take a hike. Saw this a lot actually during the financial crisis back in 2010, 11, 12, 13, with foreclosures that we would, or short sales that we'd be involved in. So if our client was buying a short sale, very often the property owner who would be underwater on the property was still physically occupying the property. And it got to be such a thing that baking money into the deal to give to the tenant or the homeowner, very loosely in quotes, give them like $5,000 just to get the out of Dodge, just became normal practice. And so that's what they're talking about here. And Mnuchin is saying that it's basically going to be a third of the cost, 17-something grand to arrest and deport you, or $4,500 to buy you an airline ticket, give you $1,000 and say goodbye. So yeah, I know nobody wants to spend I get it. You don't want to spend the $4,500, but you definitely don't want to spend the 17. But on the other hand, you don't belong here. You're illegal. So take a hike. Here in Massachusetts, just because, I'm from beautiful Massachusetts, those of you watching this countrywide or worldwide, you might be shocked that actually Moore Healey here in Massachusetts is literally paying people on average, families, $2,900 a week. She's paying their rent in Healey hotels, which are basically used to be the Holiday Inn, and said they close it and just fill it with migrants. On average, to house a migrant family in Massachusetts is $2,900 a week. So to get rid of a migrant for $4,500, but that sounds like a deal to me. And imagine also there's probably some fixed costs here, so that the more you do, that maybe the total dollar amount can decline. But that's where we are in this country, where like you gotta get rid of these. Also, like, how much can you spend on this is the question. But understand the massive cost of having these folks stay here. Yes, $4,500 a piece is a lot of money. And hopefully, if a lot of people take advantage of it, we can get that dollar figure down. It's a massive amount of money to spend on somebody who broke into our country. But now that we have this problem, thank you, Joe Biden, in the invasion, now, and all your Democrat leaders out there, whether it's the
governor of or the mayor out in Denver out there, or the governor here in Massachusetts. Now that we have this problem, it's going to cost to clean it up. And this seems like one of several solutions to do that. My only concern is that it won't slow down the rate of people who want to voluntarily self-deport. In fact, my gut tells me the reason why they're rolling out this program is that the number of people that they were getting to voluntarily self-deport on their own without any incentive wasn't enough. So they decided, okay, we'll do some type of incentive to get you the hell out of Dodge. And so that's what's going on here. So hopefully these people that self-deport will go up using the Go Home app thing that the Border Patrol has. Let's check in again. Bill Malugin had more updates as part of this report earlier this morning on Fox. Let's check in further.
I'm here in the sanctuary city of Los Angeles. ICE confirms to Fox News that 3 suspects arrested in connection with the home invasion murder of a man in the Woodland Hills neighborhood last Sunday are all in the U.S. illegally. ICE's acting director, Todd Lyons, tells Fox they are all Georgian.
Todd Lyons from Boston. He was the guy in Boston, and now he's gotten promoted. Good for him.
Nationals, 2 of whom were caught and released at the border after crossing illegally, and the third who
I don't know if you caught this, but these guys are from Georgia. That's a country over by the Caspian Sea, basically south of Russia. Used to be a Russian property. Why are 3 guys from Georgia all of a sudden in Los Angeles, right? If they were looking for another country to go to, why do you come from all the way from Georgia, way the hell over there, to L.A.? Wasn't there someplace else that would be suitable to escape from? If you wanted to escape from Georgia, wouldn't there be someplace else? Well, I guess the best place to go if you're part of the Georgian organized crime is Los Angeles.
Overstayed a tourist visa, and listen to this, had 2 previous arrests with ICE detainers on him ignored due to sanctuary policy.
Due to sanctuary policies, which is basically what everything happens here in Massachusetts. It happened again, actually, here in beautiful Massachusetts. And another person whose immigration detainer was ignored here in Massachusetts. ICE arrested them today, or announced the arrest.
They were still allowed to stay here in the U.S. and commit crimes. So you have 3 individuals from the nation of Georgia who didn't know each other, who have now met up in the sanctuary state of California in Los Angeles and killed an innocent person. For these elected officials, I say shame on you.
And Dana, regarding DHS paying for those self-deportation flights, they tell us they've already tested this out successfully. They say they paid recently for an illegal alien to fly from Chicago back to Honduras. They tell us that any aliens who sign up and register to self-deport will be immediately deprioritized as a target for ICE arrest. They say thousands have self-deported already.
Oh, that's I'm slightly concerned about that, because if you're really wanted by ICE, and then you start to think, I mean, these people are clever. If you really say, I'm really wanted by ICE, I know what I'll do. I'll volunteer to be self-deported, and that will deprioritize me on the list. You might not want to let that operational details sneak out, but it's probably too late for that.
They anticipate that number is going to shoot up significantly after today's announcement.
Yeah, seems like a cost-effective way to help handle it as well. Bill Malugin, thank you.
I don't know if I want to use cost-effective, but it's better than the other solution, which is to, like we do here in Massachusetts, because we're insane, pay for their housing and their meals and their health care. It's better than what a lot of sanctuary districts across the country are doing. Nobody wants to spend $4,500 per immigrant to send them back. I get it. I don't want to spend it either. It would be nice to get rid of them for free. In fact, it would be nice if they paid to get rid of themselves. But that's not going to happen. Just like trying to get rid of a tenant out of a rental property, or trying to get somebody who's involved in a short sale out of their house. They're not going to go for free. You gotta sweeten the pot to get rid of these. They're freeloaders to begin with. That's all they understand. All right, from Massachusetts, I'm John F. Gately. You can call me Jack. We'll see you next time. Bye-bye.